Hello?
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
We need to talk.
Welcome to Wntt Talk. We are back again, week 2.
Week 2.
Wntt TV. I hope you guys tuned in last week. I assume you did. That's why you're here now. You should be watching a second episode without watching the first episode, so we hope you've done your due diligence. But we are back again. We are more confident. We're more ready, prepared.
Yeah.
We have more questions to get through. We didn't finish them last week, as you guys know, so let's just
get into it.
Keep it rolling.
Just a reminder for those of you that are new to the show, this is a relationship-based podcast and relationship-based TV show now. It used to be a podcast.
Don't slip.
We used to be a podcast. I'm still getting used to that.
We still have the podcast,
yeah,
which we are going to get back into.
Yeah. But yes, relationship-based TV show, and we also talk about entrepreneurial stuff, considering we're both freelance workers in this new gig economy that we live in. But before we get into the questions, I actually want to talk about something.
What?
Last week, we had a topic where one of the questions was asking us, do you think it's possible for men to be faithful in this day and age?
Mm.
Bro, I had the wildest conversation with someone yesterday about this. A man was actually trying to tell me that we are more faithful today than we were back in like 30, 40 years ago.
Okay. Based on
his pure foolishness.
Okay.
Because my argument for the whole thing was that, yeah, I do think men can be faithful. Mm-hmm. But I think as a whole, regardless of your gender, I think there's just so much instant access to everything that it makes it harder to be faithful. I think the temptation is like much more out there.
Right, amplified.
And he was just saying no, man, back in like the 60s, 70s, like everyone was just making love all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's because like it was a culture change. It went from like war all the time to like make love, not war. Right? But people were only, I would say, fornicating with people within their own city, neighborhood. Like that's as much as you would do.
Know.
That's all you knew. Like people were getting married to like their high school sweetheart that they've known their entire life.
Nobody's getting flown out.
Nobody.
You ain't getting flown out.
You expect me to believe that some dude in Woodstock knew about this bad chick in China?
No.
He didn't.
No.
Right? And it's all because of social media and our phones. Like just having your phone.
And technological advancements as well. And transportation and all those things that make the day and age today almost ridiculous.
That's true.
I don't know what argument he was trying to do, to be honest.
I have no clue. Like, think about the fact that let's just say 100 years ago. Right? So like 1920. If I wanted to go from Toronto to LA, that's a trek. Bro.
You wouldn't even think of doing that. That's
you couldn't.
You wouldn't even think of you just be like, I'll never see LA.
You basically I may as well that place doesn't even exist. It may not even be real.
Yeah.
People talk about it, and I'm not sure if that place is real.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what kind of foolishness he was
there's people. We're actually in the age now where we talked about we've said we're very sensitive now in an era where everyone's on their toes.
Yeah.
But we're also in an era where people just like to argue.
100%.
People really just want to argue. Where it's if everyone says this, they're just gonna say that just because.
Yeah.
With no facts, no proof, no actual argument. They just want to argue.
Yeah.
I don't have time for those people.
That's true.
I actually don't.
I agree with that. Because once you realize some people just like to argue, then you're like, what am I even doing talking to you?
Because your point basically is we're use your facts. We're definitely, capable of being faithful, but in this day and age, it's much more difficult for men and women based on the accessibility, technology, advancement, et cetera, which are all facts.
Yeah.
And this person, whoever he is, said, nah, it was actually better back in the day when there was less. People were actually less faithful with less.
Yeah.
You're like,
what?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
By the end of the conversation, I literally looked him in the face and I said, I could not disagree with you any more than I am right now.
To the max.
I just walked away. I'm at the max level.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw something on Twitter. I wanted to get your opinion on it. First question, or something topic I want you to get your answer on is, a man said, dating as a man is basically just spending money and finding out she's not interested. Right? I feel like for you, like, let me ask you this first of all.
Okay.
Like, how many dates have you gone on where you find out like the girl's like not interested? She's like, this isn't working for me. Has that happened to you?
Not for me. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm listening to the question.
Okay, so
I hear
whenever
it.
people say that I'm a lover man, like I think that title needs to be passed on to you. I think it needs to be passed on to you because what you basically just said is like you've never had a situation where it just didn't pan out.
No, like this is the thing. Maybe because of my personality and maybe because I'm so like calculated with what I do.
Yeah.
There's very minimal room for error.
So
if I'm going to ask you for a date, I don't just throw dates out.
No, but I know that. But what you're saying is, do you not even like you go on a date? So every time you go on a date, you know for a fact.
I know what I'm doing.
No,
before
but
I go on a date.
You know for a fact that that girl by the end of the date, there's no way that she's gonna say, "I'm not interested." Like,
Absolutely, 100%.
How do you know this?
Because I don't just go on dates.
Yeah, I don't just go on dates.
Right. So you know for a fact, like maybe I'm not gonna say you know, but I know for a fact that prior to going on a date with somebody, we've been talking already for some time. Before I'm like, let's go on a date. We've been talking for a bit. You know, I know her likes or dislikes. We've joked around about certain things, made some little sexual advances or some cool little quirky flirting comments with each other. The date really is more just like, let's just turn that talk into real life then. Like that for me.
Yeah.
Like
so this is interesting because it relates back to the technological advancements and things, right?
Right.
If technology was removed from the equation,
you'd be forced to take chances all the time.
I was about to say, so like, do you think you would like thrive in an environment like that?
I still think I would thrive. I wouldn't be 100% like it is right now because I can kind of lead it, like control the date. Kind of, I'm like, okay, I've been talking to you for I know their likes. And I can even tailor the date based on what I know so far.
Yeah.
So you kind of have this buffer of like, I've been talking to you for a bit. We text back and forth. Okay, they like this. So let's make this date tailored to what I know so far. Yeah. So they're gonna like it. Like they're not gonna do something completely.
Yeah, as long as you're like sensible and like smart, listening to what's going on.
But yes, back in the day, based on your question, I know what I'm capable of in person. I know I'm a very personal person. I'm funny. I can joke around, and I can kind of like read people and kind of adjust on the fly. But if you have no prior knowledge of someone's turnoffs, their mannerisms, even if something you normally do that's funny to you, they don't find funny based on their humor, like, and you have no really prior communication, like blind dates, for example. I've never been on a blind date.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it just to kind of do it, to say I've done it. But I don't think those are meant for success. Yeah. Only because like there's literally, you're basing this date on nothing. You might make a joke and someone's like, that is offensive to me. Yeah. Like, and now the whole date's killed. Yeah. Because like now you have to kind of like dig out this hole of like, wow, they're turned off immediately. And now they're already like the guards up and you're like, so, right? So I've never actually, for me, in my experience, I've never had necessarily a bad date or like an awkward date where, it's not going my way. Or I've had dates where I'm like, I'm not interested after taking them on the date, but never in reverse. Where they're like, oh, this was nice. See you around. Like I've never had that just based on the prior knowledge.
So then, do you think that technology has kind of killed dating?
Of course.
Because my thing is like I've never had to grow up in a situation or live in a world where I just meet someone and I'm like, oh, like I don't know nothing about them, and I'm like, hey, let's go on a date. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you need to have some sort of buffer time. You gotta build a rapport. Like, so most people, I feel like back in the day, they would ask someone on a date and it'd be a situation. It's like, okay, I see this girl all the time at like work or like the coffee shop or same place. That's my in right there, right? Today it's like, I came across you on social media, right? And it's like, okay.
Or even if you see them in person, you revert to the social media for more info.
For more info. Right? How many, like,
so it's like, God, you're still pulling it back from real life back to social.
The amount of people I know is like, they meet someone, is like, they don't even ask for their number.
It's like Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
I'm with you right now. Yeah. And I'm like, let me creep you.
What's your Instagram? So I can creep you and like figure
I have the real you right now.
Isn't that a crazy thing too? The fact that like creeping is just so accepted.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? They just got rid of the activity tab on Instagram. You see that?
Yeah, yeah.
The best meme is the one with Lil Uzi.
Oh, now I do what I want?
Now I do what I want.
I do.
All the men are like, now I do what I want. Now that activity tab is gone. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know what. I can only speculate as to what it would be like to live in a society or world where like our phones aren't present, like technology isn't present. Because I think another issue with these things being around is when you go on a date with someone that you've been talking to,
right,
like over text or on the phone or whatever, it seems, I know for a fact there are times where it's like, what do we talk about when we're in person? Or when you meet that person, you're like, your personality is a little bit different than how you are through text.
Your online.
Your online personality is different, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's thrown me off in the past, so I'm like.
Have you ever talked to someone that's so talkative through text and they're shy in person?
Yeah.
Like shy though.
Are they shy in general, or is it like they might be a little bit intimidated though by you?
I don't know. I just know like when you're talking through text, it's like these combos are lively.
Yeah.
Like you're like laughing,
back and forth real quick.
back and forth,
Yeah.
and then when you see them in person, it's kind of like, hey, and you're like, what do you mean, hey? Like we've been talking for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you're acting like
I know a lot about you, and it's just like, hey.
You're acting like a stranger, and then you get the text after they're done. Oh my God, sorry, I was so shy. Like,
Yeah.
what? Why can't you just talk in real life?
Yeah.
But like you said, like we've been able to hide behind our phones and hide behind social media, and it's unfortunate. But I mean, this is the era of just almost like everyone has the opportunity to be anything they want now, right?
Yeah,
it's just like, do you really know anybody?
I don't think you do. I don't think
You know
you
what I mean?
do.
Like I know what I know of you. I see you in
Yeah.
person more than I see you online. But once we disconnect and you start posting social stuff or you start doing your own thing, it's like, I mean, you're gonna do what you want to do.
I mean, look, it's simple. It's something as simple as this. I was in LA for like a week and a half. I got back from LA last week. I still have stuff from LA that I want to post. I know for a fact there are people who follow me online that would assume I'm still in LA. You know what I mean? It's just little things like that, right? And I think you're right. Like, because of social media and technology, people can reinvent themselves to be whatever they want to be. This is a classic case of like catfishing, right?
Yeah.
People say, this is what I am online, and you see the person in person, you're like, what? Like,
yeah.
This is crazy. And I think it's become just so second nature in people's brains now that I think it is seeping into their real lives. One of our homegirls, like Andrea, she actually posted something about filters, like the Snapchat filters and Instagram filters, and she was saying that, she's like, if you have money to invest, like you shouldn't put stocks into like cosmetic companies and like plastic surgery, all that type of stuff, because she's like, girls are just gonna start changing themselves to make themselves look like those filters, right? And it's like, it's crazy. There are some people I see online, I have never seen them without a filter on their face.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like they won't even post anything with their real.
They won't even post anything.
Real look.
You know what I mean? And it's to the point where it's like, I want to know what you look like without a filter. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. So I don't know. Do you think? I know we've spoken more about that in terms of women, but do you think, like, how does that apply to men? Like, what do you think men do online that is basically reinventing themselves to be completely different to how they are in person?
I feel like it's a lot harder for us. But at the same time, I feel like the men version, I guess, of image or makeup or whatever, I feel is just their status. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so I was,
like not me, but men, I'll say, we try to portray ourselves as either a baller, you know what I mean? Or we're a better athlete than we actually are, or we're, more successful than we actually, or we know more connects than we actually know. Like, or we can get you in this. Like, they kind of portray themselves as they're the guy for whatever it is.
Yeah, honestly, like,
even though when the truth is, when they get exposed, you're like, you actually don't do anything.
Look,
like,
so I'll put it like this: in terms of catfishing for both, I'd say for a lot of women, it comes from like in terms of physical looks, right? For men, it's having their life together. Those are the two differences between the catfishing, because you see, like you know some mans that you know in real life, and you look at them on social media and you're like, this is very different.
This is very different
to the person that I know.
This is very different than you.
So very interesting. Anyway, we're gonna get back into the questions that we received over the past couple of weeks. First question is, in your experience, what is the healthiest way to resolve conflicts with you and your significant other?
The healthiest way? I'd say now, again, because I'm older, I feel like even my thoughts and ideologies and processes have changed even over the last couple of years. Listening is a really big thing. Yeah. Especially because when you're upset and you're arguing with somebody, it's so easy to just point, like just throw your points out, like these points. I need to drop my points, regardless of what you're saying. I need to drop my points.
I need to get these points off.
Points off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, no point intended. Like, these points, I need my points up. But as you get older and you get more patient with people, whether it's a significant other or a friend, but it's very important to listen to what they're saying, because sometimes your points could be very valid, but what they're saying could already answer some of the points you're about to make before actually saying them. You know what I'm saying? Which means you're almost duplicating the conversation and lengthening the argument, and it just becomes a lot of over talking of things that we've both said. Have you ever been in an argument sometimes where you're just like, we're both saying the same thing.
A lot,
like, you're just like, I said this. Like, you're both just like, I'm saying the same thing. And they're like, I am too. You're like, so why are we still arguing? We're both saying the same thing. We're both still mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the listening, I think, is so much more important to me now, where it's like, okay, what are you mad at? What am I mad at? Okay, I don't like this, you don't like this. It's like, okay, who did this? Like, if we can start addressing things that, like, you're mad because what? Because I did something, because you did something. And you're mad, and I'm mad because what? Because you did something, I did something. Okay. Can either of these things, one, be solved? Are these things we're doing as a result of each other? Like, everything we do is a reaction or a response to someone's actions, right? Negatively or positively. But there's sometimes we become caught up in this loop, especially in relationships, where it's like, you're saying you did this because I did this, and I'm saying, well, I only did this because you did this. It's like the chicken and the egg thing. Like, it's like, well, I'm only doing it because you did this. It's like, but I'm only doing it because you did this.
Like, what came
it's
first?
Like, but we're both claiming to only be doing something because of the other person, but something started it. Right? So I feel like if you can address the source and listen to the other person, like, well, I'm doing it because of this. I'm like, okay, well, I did this because of this. And if you're doing something because of a particular thing, it's like, if you can address who's not started it, but if you could address where this energy started, whether it's you or the other person, then you can kind of work backwards. I feel that's how I typically solve things. Where it's like, it's so easy to blame. It's like, I'm doing it because of you. It's like, well, we're both doing something that doesn't necessarily have to happen, and we're both admitting that it's not our personality to do these things. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Like, I'm very anti-conflict, especially when it comes to like a significant other, because there are some people that actually do enjoy fighting, right? For many reasons. For me, I personally don't like it because I don't like raising my voice. Like, I'm not that type of person. So I look at conflicts in multiple ways, right? There's disagreements that you might have with your significant other, and then conflicts where things are getting heated. You know, like people are mad at each other.
Like toxic.
I genuinely believe that before any like sort of community, because I think everything you said I agree with, but if it's toxic or like there's arguing or yelling, I think there needs to be like some time apart. Like, I genuinely do. I'm not saying time apart from the relationship or time apart for days. I just think
like a physical break.
Like physical break.
Physically move
from each other so you can calm down. Because sometimes just if you're already mad at someone, sometimes their presence alone can just infuriate you.
That's why you here.
Like, you know what I mean? It's
it's true.
And it's hard for people to understand that when you're in a mental space where you're angry, if you're not trying to hear what this person is saying, if you try to have a conversation with that person, you're already coming from a place where it's like attack mode. Like you're ready to go, you're always on edge.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have that little bit of physical break, calm down, do whatever you gotta do, you're like, all right, you know what? I'm still kind of agitated, but I can approach this way differently than if I was to do it straight off the bat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because more times than not, we're defensive. Like if you're angry, you're defensive. Like you're not trying to.
You know what I've also noticed about myself as well? Maybe you can agree as well. Do you feel, or have you ever caught yourself arguing more with people, relationship or friend or whatever?
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe finding yourself arguing more often and not listening to them as much when you don't respect them or think they're intelligent?
Whoa. The intelligent
Do you know what I'm asking?
Killed me, sorry.
No, but do you know what I'm asking? Like, I can truthfully say I've caught myself where it's like, if I know you're not as intelligent and you're arguing with me, I have less patience for your points than someone else that I respect.
That's so savage, bro.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're
like, I'm being honest. Like,
yeah.
I know this of myself.
Yeah.
If I know you're not an educated person and I know that you say a lot of foolishness,
Yeah.
and I know you don't take the time to increase your education, like you don't read, you don't go to school, you don't like, you generally just think you know stuff. If I know that you just don't, like, if I know that you're coming, if I know I'm having a conversation with someone who's not as educated as me, not that I know everything in the world, no, but I do know a lot of things. So if I know I'm having an argument with someone like that, and they're just arguing, I have very little patience for their points because I'm like, this is coming from nothing. Like,
I'll be real.
Right?
I'll be real. There are times where I do definitely get frustrated in an argument with someone that, it's when someone I know has a habit of thinking that they know more than me.
Right.
Right? And it's like, I don't walk around thinking I just know more than people, so that you have to listen to me. But it's frustrating when you deal with someone who is like, I know this, or I know more than you, or I refuse to like take no for an answer. So it's like, no, you're gonna listen to me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like I become combative. So I do get what you're saying, right? I've never really looked at it as you're less intelligent, so I'm just not gonna hear what you're saying, right? I'm just not gonna hear it.
I'm not gonna hear it.
But I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, oh, okay, like you think this way about yourself? All right, I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk to yourself.
But then you're already guarded. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because now, like, nothing will get solved from that conversation. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if you're already like, yeah, I'm gonna let you, okay, go ahead. Like, you're not listening. You're not. You're not. You're letting them get their words off because you're like, if I don't, you're gonna keep arguing anyways. Yeah. So like, it's like a baby. You let the baby cry until they're tired. Yeah. And you're like, okay, you'll cry yourself to sleep, right? So you just let them talk and talk to get your points off. Now this is the real thing. Oh my God. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I feel like when you respect somebody for not only their intelligence but what they have to say, it's a lot easier to solve things. Yeah. Because I feel like I'm genuinely listening to what you say because I'm like, you actually will say something that I may respect. Yeah. Like I may actually be like, oh, that's actually right. Because your track record that I've had with you is you have said some points that are very valid. Yeah. Which means I'm more inclined to listen to the things you have to say. Versus someone who has a track record of saying nonsense. Yeah. You're like, this is just gonna be more nonsense. So I actually have no desire to listen to what you're saying.
I get that. I just think that, yeah, like I've never really sat there and just thought about it this way. The thing when it comes to like intelligence or just whatever, I just realized that there are things, no matter who I'm talking to, there are things that I know for a fact I know way more than some people, and I've also accepted that there are people who, even if I think they're not intelligent, I like to assume that there are things that they know way more than I do. Something. Right? Like, they know some things or something. Hopefully. So I try my best to not interact with people that I think are like far less dumb than I am. If I just try to put it that way. Right. Because I try to take from everyone. You know, I meet new people, I'm gonna learn something new from them regardless of the situation. Right. So Next question. This is from I Am Caroline. She said, sexual hygiene, how important is this for you? And how important is it when you're seeking a mate?
Is there more to that question?
Yeah. And how important is it when you're seeking a mate? And what is it? And what?
What?
And what is it with men scratching their balls?
Yo, deal with it.
Best to deal with it. Anyway, the main point of the question is
how important
sexual hygiene. Like, how important is it for you? I think it should be like peak.
Yeah, like that sounds very like matter of factish. Like,
yeah.
Come on, that's like, do you bathe? Like I feel like sexual hygiene comes with bathing your skin. like you can't have one without the other. If your sexual hygiene's like, how do you have bad sexual hygiene but you're clean everywhere else?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know, man.
Like that just means you don't shower or do anything. I feel like just hygiene.
This is. I
feel like sexual hygiene is just hygiene.
Yeah.
Like just please bathe.
I mean, this is a give me a question.
Yeah.
I think it's
how important is it? Oh, I mean a little. I'm like what?
Yeah.
What if I said a little? What if it's only a little?
Then I look at you like you're weird, bro.
I mean,
I'd be like, there's some things we need to talk
smell here or
about.
there is not gonna kill anybody.
After this show, I'd be like, what?
Like what?
Anyway, next question. How would you deal with a friend that's always bashing on your relationships? No matter who you're dating, whether your friend knows him or not, he or she is always being a Debbie Downer about the relationship.
So a friend bashing your relationship?
Yeah. I think this is like multifaceted because look, if it's let's say it's a guy, right? You have a guy friend who every time you get in a relationship, Ryan, this guy is saying, he's talking down about your relationship. Like he's talking down about the girl you're dating.
Right.
Or, you know, the type of relationship you guys are in. He's trying to make it seem like it's toxic. I think if it's a guy saying that, I think that's a level. I think actually if it's a guy or a girl, you have to ask yourself, is there like some form of jealousy happening?
Does he like her, basically?
Does he like her? Or does he like you? You know what I mean? Like it could be a lot of things.
Like why are you so in this?
Yeah, like why is it every time I get in a relationship, you were being negative about it, right? How would you deal with that if you had a friend that was? I
mean, because
I've never been.
Yeah, I was about to say like it had to be a hypothetical answer for me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I keep very positive people around me that I'd consider my friends.
But this is the other flip side to it, though. I think you and I can both agree we lived in a society, and we've probably done this ourselves, where you know that someone's relationship might not be good for them, and you just don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
Right? So how do you, like, I can't say, like, actually, no, I can say, because I've had conversations with my friends after a relationship where they've told me, like, that relationship was trash for you, right? They didn't tell me that.
Like when you're done.
When you're done, right? So it's very possible that we've been in relationships or you've been in relationships where it might not have been the most ideal for you, and your friends just didn't say anything,
left it.
right? But what if they did? Yeah, what if they did? How would you?
I feel like if, like, all things considered, with the friends I have, like for you or anyone else that I consider my friend, if you guys are actually saying negative things about my relationship, based on how much I respect you guys, I would take it. Yeah.
You'd be like,
because I'm like, if you guys are actually taking the time to be like, yo, this is not for you, like, because the relationship we have, you wouldn't do that just cause. Yeah. So I would, for me in my scenario, I would take it with more seriousness than maybe another person who has a friend that's always just complaining. Like I feel like if any of the people in my circle were to be like, yo, this girl is not good for you because of this, you shouldn't be this person because of this, I may not just break up with them right away because they said that, but I would have a conversation with you guys like, why, like, okay, where's this coming from? And like, I would take it in, be like, okay, like, why? Rather than just being like, nah, you guys know what you're talking about. Like, for you guys to bring that to me would mean something to me. You know what I'm saying? Where I've had to be like, okay, I'm not going to ignore you guys, but I'll hear you out. You know?
Yeah, I feel like...
Because I don't think anyone in my friend group would bring that to me just to do it. Yeah. Like, there's something they're trying to get through to me that I'm clearly not seeing.
Yeah. So, what what would be your next steps then? Like, would you start reevaluating the relationship?
I mean, based on what they're saying, I think I'd have to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, like, we have to admit when you're dating somebody, you get caught up.
Yeah.
Like, like anything, you only know as much as you know. You're in it.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you think you know, oh, I know her, I know my girl, I know my man. Like, nah, they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that. You think, every man or every girl out there who's had their man or girl cheat on them, they would not, for the life of themselves, have said, yeah, they're definitely gonna do that to me.
Yeah.
Like, they don't think that. People have free will and they're gonna do what they want to do. So like, that just shows it's like, you know as much as you think you know.
Yeah.
No one says, yeah, my man's gonna cheat on me. Yeah, for sure. Of course he is. They don't feel that way. Which means it's like, you know what you think you know what you think you feel, you know what you think your partner is showing, you know what you think your partner is saying to you is true in fact. But if you call these people your friends and you have them around you and you trust their word and stuff, it's like, I can't not take what you're saying as, like, I can't not take what you're saying seriously because I'm like, you are the reason why you're the reason why I have these people around me is to see things I don't see and to help me in areas I don't, I need help in. Yeah. So it's like I may think my girl's this or the person I'm with is amazing, but you guys on the outside looking at me, it's like, first of all, you know me longer than the person I'm with, obviously.
Yeah,
that's
so
why we're friends.
That should play a factor.
So it's like, you can't be like, okay, well, that's just my friend. They're not in a relationship. They don't know. It's like, well, they know you. When you're not in one, they know you and what you like. So when you are in one, you have to be aware that you are going to change for that person, negatively or positively. But I feel like your friends should have some type of weight. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, especially if they've been people in your lives for a long time, they hold some cachet in terms of opinion and stuff like that. Makes sense. So next question: can bad habits in relationships be overlooked?
Where are these questions coming from, by the way?
Some of the older questions we never answered. Yeah.
I was like, I remember seeing this a while ago.
Yeah.
Can bad habits be overlooked?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that it can be tolerated.
Yeah. You're not gonna forget it.
I don't think that it can be overlooked.
No. You're gonna just be like, this is what you do.
And I think it's strongly tied to how much you like your partner or love your partner. If I don't like you that much and you do something that like really like actually annoys me, then it's adios. Like, we're going our separate ways.
It comes down to our patience.
Arrivederci. That's what we're doing. We're going our separate ways.
It comes down to your patience. Like,
no, it comes down to your yes, your patience is involved. It comes down to how much I actually like.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, your patience is subjected to how much you feel about this person.
Okay.
Because my patience level for someone I don't like versus someone you really love is not even comparable. Yeah. They can do both of the same thing. But if one person does, you're like, get out of here.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I'm trying to think, like, I could be with a client or I could be at work, and there could be someone that does the exact same thing that my partner does, that I hate, right? That I don't like. Yeah. And just because it's my partner, I'm gonna let it slide. But the other person, I'm gonna tell them to kick rocks. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, you can't do this. Yeah. Don't do this around me. I hate it.
And you're almost like, where's that person I'm talking to my girl? Like, where's all that attitude?
Yeah. Like, why aren't I doing the same thing? Yeah. And then you realize it's because they can just put you in check. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think it's just the fact that, because I've had conversations with my partner where I've been like, I don't like that. I don't like that you do that. Yeah. And it's still, like, months later, I'm like, it's still happening. It's still happening. And I'm just I'm just like, well.
Yeah, I just pictured. What? I literally pictured you saying to your partner, it's like, yo, babe, I don't like when you do that. And literally, in that person's head, they look at you and they go, that's fine. Like, I'm still gonna do this. Yeah. So don't even bother to tell me what you don't like anymore. Yeah. Like, either leave me or deal with it.
You know what it is? Okay, like straight up, okay. I'm gonna put my girl on blast right now. Like, I'm not gonna say name, but look. So one thing that I don't think anyone in life prepares you for when you move in with a woman, is how much hair is going to be everywhere, bro. I don't think like
you become a professional plumber.
Bro,
that's your new job. On the side. Plumbing.
I have boys, right? I have 2 boys in particular that have been dating their girls for more than 5 years. One is 7 years, the other is 12 years, bro. That's how long they've been dating.
Yeah.
They're not living together yet because they've been dating since like high school and all that type of university. So before people in the comments flame them, like it's different situation, right? Now here's the thing. I'm like, look, I've only been dating my girl for nearly 2 years now, but I've been living with her for 2 years.
Right.
So even though they've been dating for significantly longer, I'm a little further ahead in terms of
relationship
dynamics and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, listen, you guys have been dating your girls for years. I'm telling you, when you move in with your girl, there are going to be things that you're gonna be like, what? They're like, I didn't know she did this.
It's called relationship shock.
It really is.
Yeah.
So like, literally the first month, I grew up in a black household, right? Like, my mom was like, that baby clean. Baby clean all the time.
Yeah.
And I grew up with a lot of siblings. My partner was an only child, right? So it's not that she is a messy person because she's not, but she wasn't
conditioned.
She wasn't conditioned to having someone check her all the time. Because if my mom didn't check me, my older brothers would be like, you better do that before mom sees, you know what I mean? So then it turned into, I was like, okay, I get that. That changed over time throughout a relationship. She got that. The one thing that's never changed is me finding hair everywhere. You know how tired I am of going out and finding just pulling hair off my shirt?
You ever found hair in your mouth? Like, how did it get in the mouth? And not at the start of the day, later in the day, which means where the hell was it hiding? Like, have you found hair in your mouth midday? You know how ridiculous that is?
It means it was probably like on your clothes and then like
and
you
it
went
just
like
transferred and then you start pulling it from your mouth in the middle of the day.
Oh my God, bro. I'm in the shower and I'm wondering, I'm like, why is the water collecting?
Bro,
my feet.
That is the most frustrating thing, seeing dirty water start collecting and piling in the tub. And you're like, why won't the water go down?
I'm like, what's going on?
And you pull a cat out of the drain. A cat.
And then my girl has the audacity to look at me and be like, Zamor, what is this little curly hair that I found in the sink? I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's a curl.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You know how much hair I found on the weekly? The weekly. Swiffer needs to send me a check. The amount that I go through cleaning up my girl's hair. This is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Hey, and I have dreads, so the worst is like if we're sleeping in bed, you know, you talk about like mouth, like it's nothing worse than like pulling someone else's hair out of your own hair.
Your head.
And I get shook every time because I'm not doing anything reckless, like sneaky, but it's like the last thing I need is to pull
you hope
hair,
it's hers.
and I'm like,
it's hers.
It better be her hair, you know, because otherwise I'm in for trouble.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, next question. Isn't that funny how most of the time we end anything with that's crazy?
It is crazy.
Because it really is.
Hey.
This is like a little bit off topic, but what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
Top 3? I have a large bucket list, but top 3?
Yeah. Could be anything. Travel related, client related. What could it be?
Dubai for my birthday. So that's coming up. That's next July. So my 30th, on the 30th, my champagne birthday. Dubai is definitely been a bucket list, so that's happening. So I don't even know if that can be a bucket list anymore. It's gonna happen.
It is until it happens.
I guess, yeah. So Dubai for my birthday is definitely a bucket list. I want to go to the Olympics at least once. Like, at least once.
Yeah.
I know both gone, so we're not going to see him run, but I feel like that atmosphere is something that you have to at least once.
Yeah.
Like, seeing it on TV, you're like, oh, you watch it, but like, I feel like that's something. And then World Cup is another one. I feel like those two.
Yeah, World Cup would be crazy.
Like, I feel like I need to feel it. Like, that energy in there.
Part of me is like, I want to, because the World Cup is on my bucket list, but part of me is holding out until it goes back to England. Because England has all the facilities, they have everything to do it.
And it's home for you.
And it's home, but it'd be like, that would be the time to go because it'd be like, all my boys are like, let's go. We don't have to pay for anything, like, it'd be sick. So that's up there. Going to Tokyo, Japan is definitely on my bucket list. And I would say probably like my favorite soccer team, Arsenal. I want to go to one of their matches, but be like on the touchline, like right behind
right on top boy.
Like pretty much, like right behind the bench, like just chilling, watching the game, like as if like you can see me on camera. Like I want to be like that. Those are probably my.
That was sad when you burned in the fire.
It really was.
That was actually really sad.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched Top Boy, I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about it.
That was sad.
Yeah. Top Boy was a great show. Did you what did you think? In all honesty,
I'm not done it yet.
You haven't done it yet?
I'm not done. I'm at like I don't have time to watch TV like that. I watch like half an episode every 3 weeks. No,
I'll binge.
No, like,
I'll binge watch these stuff.
I try to watch TV.
You should try to only watch it like if have it on in the background, like if you're editing photos.
I can't background TV.
No.
I have to be in it because like for me, I'm like then I'm not. I feel like I don't like being distracted. Like I have a big pet peeve. Like I have a big pet peeve if I'm watching something with somebody and they're on their phone. Yeah. Like for me, I'm like if I'm taking time to watch TV because sorry, Mike. If I'm taking time to watch TV, and I already don't watch that much TV.
Yeah.
Which means I'm literally blocking time in my day to watch something with you as a person. If you're on your phone while we're watching and then have the audacity to ask me what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you, and I'm just gonna turn it off because I feel like if I'm gonna watch TV, I'm like I need to be engaged in it. Like, and I feel like more so because I'm a creator as well. It's like I look at things so much further. Like someone took the time to put these lines together, to put these pieces together, the lighting, like I want to appreciate that.
Yeah, like let me.
Like I can't be like for example, if I gave you something to watch.
Yeah, I'm not.
And you're like, I'm gonna watch it while I edit. It's like I don't know the creator's a top boy. I don't know him personally, but like I feel like they put that piece together or whatever show I'm watching, they put together to be viewed in its entirety. So for me, I'm like I just can't watch movie, TV, and do something.
Yeah.
It's either I just won't do it until I'm done.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in it, I'm in it. You know. But so I've watched. I think I'm like maybe halfway through the season. But Top Boy's a great show. It's based out of England. He goes by Top Boy on Instagram if you guys don't know already. But there's the reason I brought it up is because he said he wanted to see Arsenal play, and there's a character in Top Boy he wanted to see Arsenal play, and that was one of his wishes. And before he could do that, he burned in the fire. I'm sorry, that's very morbid.
Jesus.
I don't know how he got there, but it was just a sad scene.
Sad scene.
Check the show out, Top Boy on Netflix. That was good. Actually, I had a question from the other one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask.
Uh-oh. Anytime this matters,
It's a good one
Yeah.
because I feel like you've dealt with it as well. I know I have, but it's very subtle now.
Okay.
How do you deal with friends or partners that appear to be jealous of your success? And how have you experienced it?
Okay, so I think the way I've experienced it is just the communication starts to wane, like starts to disappear. That's how I've experienced it. Like I've never had anyone make like slight comments towards me or, passive aggressive comments. What I'm trying to say. I've never had anyone do that, which I think would be very obvious. But I've definitely had people who I used to talk to a lot kind of fade away.
And what do you think is the cause of that? And how do you feel that is why do you feel that is their way?
Well, it's interesting. I think when people see you doing certain things, especially, look, in this freelance world, right, it's weird. People seem to think that it's highly competitive, which it is to a certain extent. I'm a firm believer that there's enough food out there for everyone to eat. And it's freelance. If you just look hard enough, right? You can find clients that'll retain you if you do good work the first time. So you don't have to compete with people, right? But I feel like this industry has fostered things within people where they're like, look, if Ryan gets his job, he's taking it from me. You know what I mean? Like, we've had this conversation before, and I'm just like, no, that's not the case. He got the job because they liked his work. They also like him as a person. They like everything that comes along with hiring Ryan. You might not be the right person for that, right? But that doesn't mean you're not the right person for someone else. So I think what's happened for me, people will start fading away because they think it's almost like a little bit of an intimidation thing. Even though I don't think I'm presenting myself in a way where it's like I'm not intimidating you. Like, you can still talk to me about the industry. You have questions, you can let me know, because I don't know. I think you and I are I think honestly, we're very different compared to a lot of freelancers that I know.
I agree.
I'm very quick to, someone might ask me to do a gig, and I'm very quick to just say, hit my boy Ryan up if I know that I can't do it, if I'm busy, or if I just genuinely think you can do a better job. And I don't think a lot of freelancers can say that.
I'm the same. Well, you know I'm the same.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of freelancers can or will do that, right? Which, to my point, I also think that makes people jealous or like intimidates people sometimes, because they realize that it's like, you know, Zawar doesn't really care about like trying to steal up everything. So in a way, it's like things come to me that I don't necessarily have to work hard to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you are working hard to get. So that's.
No, well, when I say I'm not working hard to get, I'm not like going
to
on my way
obtain.
to pitch these clients.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
I'm working hard so that things come to me.
Right.
Whereas I see freelancers who are going
Working
out of their
hard to
way.
pitch.
Working hard to pitch.
I've never had to pitch.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. In the time I've been freelancing, I've never had to
Not
pitch.
once.
It's just been like, the most closely related thing I've done to pitching is a client will be like, are you available these dates? Just so you know, we're asking like maybe 2 or 3 other people too.
Right. And they'll let you know.
They'll let you know. And all I say, here's my work. That's
up to you guys.
And I move.
Right.
That's the closest I've done to pitching.
But that's only the response to what they're saying.
Exactly.
Not you saying like, I really want to get you.
Yeah.
Here's the.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that question is because I've also experienced, I don't even know if you want to, jealousy, envy, you know, distastefulness, distance, everything that has happened since I've been doing what I'm doing. People who know me already, I think also because of my personality, it doesn't really, it never has really affected me because I just really don't care about a lot of things, people's opinions, what people think about me. That's just how I am, always. But I also feel like I've noticed people, it's a strange pendulum of like, they're on board, they watch, but if it becomes too, I guess, if it surpasses their expectation of what I should have done, then they retreat.
Or should have been able to
do, then they retreat. What I mean by that is like, okay, I've had people, other photographers or other, you know, creative people that have reached out to me for, you know, they'll ask me for how to do this, or they'll message me of something I have done and be like, oh, that's really sick.
Yeah.
And I've literally seen them message me about something I've done, tell me how much they like it, and go try and recreate it. As if it's their own idea.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm not really the person to be like, oh, you copied me. Like, I see it, I always see everything, I just go, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But another thing that's happened is when you realize that, you know, you're doing things pretty well and you know, I post different things on my story, whatever, I'm shooting different things, you also realize that this is a very lonely road, right? Where it's like people support, not just friends, just anyone, people support the big wins, right?
Yeah.
Like, I shoot for Raptors, oh my God, everyone's here because it's a big win. Shoot for Air Canada at the time, oh my God, big win. When it's the big wins, they appear. And I think they appear just for them to kind of stay in your brain.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you do go further, they want you to remember they were somewhere in this journey.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if they're too silent, then you completely forgot about them. But at least if they show up at the big wins, then they might think under the impression that like, oh, you still remember me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still here, but they really don't care about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the big thing you said about competition is that, like, I've never felt like I'm in competition with anyone because I know what I bring, and it's not a me or you thing. It's you know what you're capable of doing, and a client wants what you're capable of doing, not you versus someone else. It's just I just want that. I want Zamor's work. That's it. It's not Zamor versus, like, no. I just whatever you just did. I want that. Yeah. That's all it is for me. It's not like I want yours versus. It's like, no. I just saw you do something. I just want that again, which has nothing to do with any other photographer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's unfortunate because, like, what you're saying, like, the distance and people aren't really talking to you as much, which, I mean, it happens, and you know they're gonna come back when you get where you have to get. They're gonna show up at your door.
Yeah, like that part is a little annoying, right? When, like you said, you talk to people all the time who are doing the same thing as you. They start, like, falling off. You get big wins, they pop back up, and it's obvious to people in our position because you're just like, okay, like I understand why you pops back up, right? I just I'm like you said, I've never felt like I'm in competition with people where I'm like I have to learn this, so I'm better than this person, so I get this job. I've never ever felt like that. And I think part of the reason why people even feel like it's a competition is because there's no real regulation in the freelance world, right? Like, I've posted stuff before talking about how, like, as freelance workers, as a freelance person, like, a tidbit of information for me is just that, like, you need to have multiple streams of income, right? Because being a freelance artist or videographer, photographer, whatever it is, makeup artist, no matter what, you have to remember, and we've talked about this before, you're not on payroll, right? Like, that's a real thing. You're not getting paid every 2 weeks, right? Like, the pay structures are all over the place, right? So as a freelance person, you are constantly under the gun for client work, right? I will never forget, bro. I'll never forget, you and I did a video for a client, and the turnaround time was like
3 days.
Not even, bro.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was 3 days.
It was like 2 days.
We shot on, like, the Monday, and they're like, need by Thursday.
Okay.
But it was like Thursday night. Like, I mean, it was like Monday night was done. Like,
yeah, we shot all day Monday.
Yeah.
They're like, we need the first edit by Thursday, right? Mind you, I actually had, like, surgery on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I had no business working on this video, but I'm like, okay, it's gotta get done, right? So keep this in mind. If you've never done video work or photography work, just know that if you want to present something great, it takes time to do, right? But they're like, okay, Monday you shot it, we need the video by Thursday, you get it done, right? You get it done, but you don't get paid until
they're pleased.
Until they're pleased, and then maybe it's like 30 days from there, right? In what world are most people used to do, like, working under the gun for something and saying, like, you need to get this done now, but I'm gonna pay you.
I'm gonna pay you later, though.
I'm gonna pay you, like, a long time.
But the energy
from now.
needs to be put in right now.
Exactly. That's crazy. It's crazy. So, and because of that, like, it's led to people making, like, super irrational decisions when it comes to freelancing. It's like people just want certain clients so bad that they're willing to undercut their worth just so that they can then say, I have this name under my belt. That's the problem with the jealousy and the competition, right? It's cool. Like, you and I have both worked for Nike before. Nike's like my favorite brand, but I'm not willing to undercut myself just to get their business, right? And all it does is it hurts. It hurts the economy. Everyone who freelances, right? You know, I know some people, might not know what we're talking about, but it's the facts, right? If Nike comes or a company comes to me and Ryan, and let's say I was like this, they say, Ryan's like, I will do this for $2,000. And I'm like, I will do this for $1,000, right? And they see my work. They might take me for $1,000, but now what it's done, it's made them think they can get this level of work for that price.
Because they'll do it.
Because they'll do it, and it just ruins the economy, right? So we could go on forever about this, and we probably will in other episodes, but we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up here. As usual, if you have any other questions that you want to ask us on the podcast, For the TV show as well, you can hit us up on WNTT.TV. It's our Instagram page. DM us there. Drop any questions that you have. We're going to start posting clips from all the shows.
I'm actually going to create also a post probably every week.
Yeah.
Just we used to, months ago, this was a long time ago, I used to create a post where it was like an Ask WNTT post. I'd make a post, everyone just drop hundreds of questions underneath.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that again now. Just so there's a spot where you guys kind of put stuff rather than just like messaging us randomly.
Yeah.
There's going to be actual posters. Just like all the questions just go there. We'll pull from there. We'll come with our own points, our own questions as well, our own topics. But that's just our way to engage with you. Every week this is what we're going to do. This is the vibe.
Yeah.
I actually forget the cameras are here, to be honest.
Yeah.
We kind of just get into our own little groove, and I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Definitely.
Hopefully, I'm thinking about bringing a guest. We should bring a guest soon.
Hopefully next week or the week after we'll bring on a guest.
Possibly next week or the week after we'll bring a guest. We're not sure who yet, but I think it's time for us to bring another dynamic into this little space.
Yeah.
We have guests all the time on our podcast, but we haven't had a guest on the show yet, of course. But I think episode 3 could be a guest-worthy episode.
Yeah. Episode 3, 3 people, makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll go from there.
So yeah. Thank you guys again for tuning in. It's Saturday night. Hope you guys are home, safe and sound, and out of trouble. You know I'm in trouble.
Oh my God.
Until next week, guys. We need to talk.
Peace.
Hello?
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.